looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. No can touch the sky. A starlight shines on long after it dies. Oh, in the night, I live every day as if it's your last. Our memories been bright like beacons of the past. Oh, in the night, now we race against the sun. Now we race against the Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Ooh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the SSBL Conference Championships. I want to see who had these four teams for the Conference Championship matchups, and if we bet on it, well, you'll win a lot of money. But anyway, I'm joined here. I'm A Squared. I'm joined here by my very good friend Fizek. Fizek, how you doing today?
Alexa, cancel. Sorry, I had laundry in, so my Alexa timer was rolling. We're off to a rip-roaring start here.
He said, Alexa, cancel. Cancel the Super Series because the Dragons aren't in it. So, we got great matchups for you tonight. The Bombers and the High Rollers, a rematch of Season 4. As many people would know, mostly, was it me, you, and Zarby in that call?
In terms of, for Season 4?
Yeah, because, we didn't call it, but we were in a voice channel. We were watching it all together, and I was, like, raging out of my mind. It's very documented that if you ask Zarby, I was raging out of my mind versus this series because it went 7. It was very, or went 5. It was very competitive, and we were looking for that series again. Then we got the Vikings versus the Knights. Newcomer Hay in her first season making it to the conference championship with the Vikings pitching heavy against the hitting heavy Knights. Dan looking for his second SSB or Super Series appearance and his second championship. As the Bombers also looking for their second SSBL or Super Series appearance and their first. while the Vikings and High Rollers looking to get their first appearance. But without further ado, Isaac, what are you looking for tonight in terms of both matchups?
Well, the High Rollers got Wooly back. They have Drop Kim back. What can this bullpen do against the Bombers? Now, in the conference semifinals, if I can pull that up here, the Serpents and Bombers went to 3. The Serpents held the Bombers to 3 runs, 4 runs, and then they got blown open 14 runs in that game 3. So, Serpents have pretty good pitching rotation. Can the High Rollers replicate that, but this time have the offense to go on top of that? For the Bombers, it's honestly, I'm looking at the rookies and the young guys to come up. What can Graham Britton do? What can not Tony Benetti, but what can Tyler Benetti do as well for the Bombers? They have really seen that young talent put them forward in the wild card and in the divisional. So can they continue that success? That's going to be major keys for me. Can the High Rollers pitching get it under lock and key against the Bombers? And can the Bombers hitting come through? Because the High Rollers, they're going to score at least 3 to 4 runs a game. That's just the type of offense that they have. If they don't, then they're not going to win because they always rely on scoring at least 3 to 4 runs a game.
Very good, very good. And I'll get your explanation for the Vikings Knights when we get to that one. But without further ado, we are going to go to game number 1. As I unmute Super Mega Baseball. Game number 1, Bombers, High Rollers at Red Rock Park. The roof is closed.
Are they in a heat wave?
Yes, we're in a heat wave because California's in a heat wave, so I thought it'd be fitting. Isaac, can you see it, by the way?
Yeah, it's a little laggy. So you could potentially go down to 30 FPS if you're struggling. Although it's looking a little bit.
Let me know how the stream is. Hopefully I'm not dropping too many frames. As Tipsy Reynolds on the mound walks the first batter she sees. So O'Connell's on. And here is Hamish Rifleman as he sends that one to right. Isaac, what are you going to tell me about how Tipsy Reynolds has done this season?
I'd love to tell you how Tipsy Reynolds has done this season. Tipsy Reynolds has 33 innings pitched, 30 hits, 22 earned runs, 19 walks, 22 strikeouts, an ERA of 6, a whip of 1.485.
Yeah, not really what the High Rollers, they expect her to be their ace, but a 6 ERA is not what you look for as Hamish Rifleman follows up the walk with an easy fly out to center field. Here's Benetti. He's had a great clutch hits in the first series, but in the Serpent series, kind of quiet against the Serpents.
He absolutely went off against the Cyclones, and then
oh yes,
yeah. To be honest, any type of performance after that Cyclones series would have been a downgrade, considering just how fantastic he was.
Yes, I agree. So that ball is caught. So after the walk, two outs, and here's Pablo Sanchez playing third in for Delia. As Reynolds tries to start her day out. There goes the runner. Throws from uptown in the dirt, but still gets O'Connell. So caught stealing is O'Connell. He was in the dirt, but gets a good dig out of there from Wooly, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Cassiopeia de Cato, the rookie, on the mound for the Bombers. Technically a rookie because it's their first series in the SSBL. Isaac, tell me a little bit about Cassiopeia.
Good old Cass, 16 innings pitched, 13 hits, 8 earned runs, 10 walks, 12 strikeouts, make it 13. Obviously this doesn't include playoffs, so more than 13 as well. 4.5 ERA, 6.75 strikeouts per 9, a 1.438 whip, which is just around where Tipsy is.
So similar pitching stats here, Cassiopeia. Number 1 overall pick in season 5, I believe. Oh, 6. Season 6. So Wooly gets a walk.
It was season 5. It was season 5.
But no, season 5 was the big draft.
Oh, that's right.
Season 6 was back to
No, she was not. She was not in season 6 because season 6 was Mabel Sparks overall. Was the first
that was
pick.
last season.
Right. Last season was the season 6 draft.
Oh, right. Yeah. She was in the big draft. Right, you're right. So Max Range pops out. Here's Blind Ollie, who has been one of the better high rollers hitters in the lineup, more consistent wise. As Cassiopeia right back to her, and she gets out. So she faces 4. Just a runner gets on after the walk. So both pitchers have surrendered to walk. And we're heading to the second. Still no score here at Red Rock.
The third baseman, number 6.
As here's Pablo Sanchez. Isaac, what do you make of the Bombers electing to put Pablo at third and taking out Delia?
I mean, Pablo has just got the defense for that position. And, you know, especially with these matchups as close as they are, that's a nice out there. It really could get them down to like one bad fielding mistake, and especially in the infield when a missed opportunity there could lead to extra bases. Having someone more solidly at third will benefit you.
Yeah, that's the sole order to Wooly, and he fires at the first for the second out. But yeah, I also think it's Delia's bat. Delia has not really been consistent. He has that one hit here or there, but it's very spaced between. So I think just having the more consistent hitter and Pablo, who's been here for been a Bomber for a long time, as that ball is hit into the gap, that's going to be extra bases in the deep part of the park. Picking up is Strudley, the former Bomber, and stopping at second is Alyssa Sass with the 2-out double. So Bombers first ones with the runner in scoring position. And here's Trenton Pearson, who came in as the DH. So
I'll tell you, that gap over there is usually triple territory.
Yes, it is. Very deep part of the park. That's 3-0 to Pearson. Maybe give it to you a call. And the same spot gets a call, full count to Pearson. Check swing, a walk.
Oh.
Very close. But now it's up to Babe Bruce. First and second, really first chance for the Bombers here. First chance in the game for either team. But something to keep an eye on. Not a lot of speed at second, so it has to be hit in a pretty good spot. A little tapper. Reynolds goes to first, not in time!
Ooh.
Babe Bruce beats out the throw! And now it's bases loaded for Beatrice Tanner.
That's huge. Not that Bruce is a bad hitter, but getting Tanner up here and then back to the top of the order.
Oh, and Tanner will just pop it up into right. Strudley is under it. And the Bombers waste an immense opportunity to get on the board first and put some pressure on the high rollers. So they
Obviously-
load the bases.
Obviously, not great to not get anybody from the bases, but if you're looking at optimism, they got to Tipsy there.
And
Tips
that
him.
ball
Oh,
is in
no.
at center field, and you can call it a gone. Becky Foe.
That was gone faux show.
All right, you're on timeout, dude.
Can I time myself out in the mod chat? I don't think I can.
Go on. Here's Big Turnpike after the Foe solo shot, and the scoring is started by the high rollers. Also, people, if you let me know how Fizek sounds, if you can hear him pretty well, hear me pretty well, game's too loud, Fizek's not loud enough, let me know. The 2-0 to Strudley. 3-0 now. And that ball hit up the middle past the diving Tanner. So Strudley having himself a single. Also, I didn't mention this. Thank you to Elder for subscribing with the Prime subscription. We appreciate it. He's been subscribed for 9 months. The Unicorns manager looking to maybe put himself in the contender conversation for next season. With all the youth. As that ball bad's broken, it's finding territory. Can Tanner get there? Oh no, Tanner can't get there! But
Yeah.
the out-
Oh!
But the out will be made at second as Strudley was. I don't blame Strudley there. Was held at first as he thought for sure he was going to get caught. So kind of a weird sequence of events there. Ground ball. O'Connell sucks it up, throws on a first. And that'll do it for the high rollers in the second. Just a solo shot from Becky Foe starts the scoring. And we're heading to the third. High rollers on the board, 1-0.
That was definitely a take your medicine type play for the high rollers to get that kind of luck for it to drop down in between all those players. But because it was so perfectly placed, the runner didn't know whether or not he had to go forward.
Just one of the many things of this game that I like. As O'Connell, he walked last time looking at a full count. Swing and a miss! He went outside for that slider and came up empty, so he's a strikeout victim. And here's Rifleman.
He's not a strikeout victim. He's a strikeout survivor.
Oh my god. Rifleman through the left side of the infield. He's going to find a hole for a single.
If you're wondering why I don't usually do color, it's because I say stuff like that.
Yeah, you're automatically banned for color. Are you doing play-by-play or is Josh doing play-by-play?
Josh is doing play-by-play tomorrow as well.
You're doing color? Oh my god. That was he steals the base at second. I was all distracted. Oh my god, he's going for third. Tap in front of Uptown. So I guess you can call that kind of a bunt. And now they have a runner 90 feet away to tie this game for Pablo Sanchez.
Palmer's got plenty of good batters, but definitely Sanchez is one to look out for given his tenure with the team.
Yes, he's behind 1 and 2 here. The pitch stays alive. Kind of went up the ladder for that one to get a piece of it. Can Reynolds get out of this? That ball hit pretty well on the right, but Strudley goes back, gets it, and once again, Bombers leave people stranded. Third runner left on base that was in scoring position. And now the top of the order coming up for the High Rollers.
Yeah, the main thought behind me doing color is I've been doing so much casting lately, and especially like with teaching this class.
Casting.
Yeah, so it just makes it so much easier just to do color.
Hard hit to Tanner, gets it on the 1-hop. Pretty good play there. Throws it the first for the first down.
I do want to briefly talk about when these two teams met in season 4, as the Bombers that season, I believe they were actually the 5th seed,
Yes, they were.
and the High Rollers were in fact the 2 seed, if I remember correctly, as well.
Yes, because the Skulls were the first seed that season. No.
Nope,
Season 4.
Skulls did not make it that season.
No, I think they might have been the first seed actually.
I'm looking at the because otherwise hold
Because
on.
the Cyclones won the division that season, and they went in at 7-6 or something like 7-7. Like,
Gotcha. Yeah. So I think the Bombers potentially would have been the 4 seed then, or no. They were the home side in the wild
Rogers going
card.
third to second in time. Alyssa Sass gets Woolley.
So they were the 4 seed that season, and the High Rollers were the 2 seed. Sort of similar to what's happening, and High Rollers were the 1 seed. High Rollers took that first game 2-0, and then the Bombers responded. High Rollers got back, and then the Bombers won the last 2. But all of those games, barring the game 4 when the Bombers blew it out 9-1, the game 1 was 2-run separation, game 2 was 2-run separation, as that's going to do it for the inning there. Game 3 was a 1-run situation, and game 5 was a 1-run situation. So these teams play it close.
Yes, and that season 4 series was very close throughout the whole series. The Bombers came out on top. So we're heading to the 4th inning. Faiza, give me a quick thoughts about the first 3 innings. What have you seen from these teams?
I think, the High Rollers are kind of doing what we expected. Pitching with Reynolds is usually, despite her stats, you know what you're going to get from her. The hitting is not necessarily on par with where the High Rollers usually are, but, they're well on to score at least 3 runs, and they're always a team that you can count on not getting shut out and going little. The Bombers are kind of doing Bombers things, leaving runners on base, but they are getting to Tipsy here, entering the 4th here with 61 pitches on her.
Yeah, so Tipsy, that pitch count is rising. Swing and a miss! Went up for that slider. Had her fooled all the way, so Tipsy Reynolds gets a strikeout. She is now locked in. Her second of the game, and here's Trenton Pearson.
And I think it's easy to think right now that the Bombers are clearly losing this game, but it's only a 1-run game. And yes, they have wasted opportunities, but also CDC so far has done what she's needed to on the mound. So that's partly in the benefit here. So I think this is still a very close game. I don't necessarily think one team is doing a whole lot better than the other.
Yes, I think the difference here, like you said, is just the runners in scoring position. As May Briss is going to flare to short end the inning. But I just think the main difference from both teams is that, you're seeing the High Rollers, they got that solo shot, but they're not really hitting well or putting people in position. The Bombers have had people in position, but they can't convert. And here is Becky Foe, who had that solo shot, the lone run in this game. She gets under that fastball. It was inside, jammed her a bit. Lexi Luther is under it and looks in the glove for the out.
How huge was it for the High Rollers? I know that they were facing the ball players and they were facing the 6 seed, but to get that win in game 2 of the divisional, to guarantee that they did not have to do a game 3 against the ball players without Wooly and Dropkim, and to get straight to conference finals with your long reliever as well as one of your most solid hitters as well back.
Absolutely huge. It's, Wooly's a centerpiece, star in the league. Dropkin, the big, we all saw last season's playoffs as Dropkin was huge for the Retrievers in that playoffs. So it's good for the High Rollers, but Strudley's up now with the runner on first. High Rollers looking to try and, and Strudley gets hit, just loses it. Cassiopeia lost it from her. So Strudley gets hit on the shin. He trots the first, so first and second, 1 out for Arkin Uptown. A little bit of danger here, Pfizer.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that CDC she's still a season 5. She's got plenty more progression to go for. So she's, coming in still not fully where she'll be eventually stats wise, and this is a little bit tricky situation for her.
O'Connell dives, throws up the first. Tanner back to first, not in time. Tanner. O'Connell a little bit too long to develop that Dragon special, and just gets a 1 out.
Wow.
Here and that another hook in the bottom of the 4th. There goes the runner. Throw from Sass in the dirt. Not it. Oh, it would have been in time, but in the dirt, and Tanner couldn't field it cleanly. So as I get back to it, Mario Russell's the long reliever coming in for the Bombers. An early look for Cassiopeia as he'll get popped up. And the move works out for the Bombers. High Rollers put a couple on, but aren't able to score. Kind of a crazy inning there. But we're heading to the 5th. It's going to be 9-1-2 Tanner, and then the top of the lineup.
I'm not a fan of that pull. I'm not a fan of that pull. By the way, that's the second throw by Sass in the dirt there. This time it doesn't work out for her, but you cannot. I do not like bringing in Mario this early. Oh!
And Turnpike not able, pretty sure he ended that short, not able to reel that one in. So a leadoff single for Tanner. And here's Billy O'Connell. So you do not like the pull there.
Oh no, I hate the pull there. I think you got to keep CDC in there. I don't think she was doing horrendously. She was tense, but all she needs to do is just find 1 out there. And I think she was honestly doing as well as she could. Mario's got to come in later though.
Yeah, we'll see how that factors in, because the rest of the Bombers bullpen not really the best. I would say the High Rollers have the that's a sad pop-up. So I would say the High Rollers have the advantage in terms of the bullpen immensely. But here's Benetti first and second as the Bomber is trying to develop something here. Reynolds hasn't had a clean inning all game, and she's at 77 pitches. So could we succeed? A quick pull for her.
And see, here it would make sense because she's getting up to like well over 80 pitches here in 4.1. Like it would make sense to get a pull here. I just don't know. I just don't know if Cass deserved it there.
So bases loaded, 1 out. Second bases loaded opportunity for the Bombers. A fly ball will tie it. And they keep Tempsey in there at 82 pitches, struggling to find the zone. And that ball is hit high. It's at the track. I think Strudley found room. At the wall, Strudley finds room. The run will score, however, but missed a grand slam by inches. As that right field porch is a favorite for lefties in this park. That short wall, but missed a grand slam by inches. Ball's hit to short. Turnpike go to first in time, so the Bombers do get 1, however. But not as much as you would like to see if you are a Bomber supporter, as they have bases loaded, 1 out, but still tie up the game. So a fresh new game as we're halfway home to the bottom of the 5th. And Isaac, tell me, as we didn't get to say last time, how's his Russell's done as he's flipped around from starting pitcher to long relief?
I would love to tell you how Mario Russell's has done. 47 innings pitched, 44 hits, 18 earned runs. Nice snag there. 20 walks, 40 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.447, 1.362 whip. 87.66 for his All-Star season.
That's an all-star appearance for Wrestles. The big acquisition for the Bombers in the offseason. As Wooly hasn't recorded that bet yet. He's gotten walked twice. Swing and a miss. Challenged him with the fastball, 98 miles per hour. Blew it by him, and it's a strikeout for Wrestles against Wooly.
And I do want to say, going back to that Sanchez sac fly, that, like you mentioned, we are in Red Rock, so that ball is not getting to the track in many other parks. But considering it is Red Rock, it's just painful to not see that go over.
Hard hit right to Rifleman as Wrestles puts him down in order. To the 6th, still a tie game. Sass, Pearson, Bruce do up for the Bombers. Sass had that double, and she's 1 for 2. Reynolds still in. A little bit surprised on my part that Dropkin or Gillette's name have not been called.
And I feel like, again, I don't want to keep on pounding this in. We'll have to see what happens, like 8th or 9th inning once Mario Wrestles inevitably gets pulled, unless he can go the distance starting in the 3rd inning. Look at how Tipsy has done. Let through a run, let through a bomber special there, but all in all, she's done what she's needed to, and I feel like they could have just gotten a little bit more. It'll be interesting for the Bombers, as this will be the pull out.
So Raul Gillette, Reynolds' day is done. She went 5, 1 run. It wasn't the cleanest, but I think you could be happy with that, Isaac.
Oh, absolutely, especially given her pitch count, especially what happened with CDC. Like, Reynolds did exactly what she needed to do. Not her finest hour, but the great pitchers are the ones that are able to get out of the jams.
Yes, and Gillette, first batter he faces, he gives him a free pass. So 1st and 2nd for May Bruce. With no outs. Wouldn't mind seeing goodbye here. May Bruce hits that pretty well to the left, but looks like Longstop has a pretty good beat on it. Gets the out.
Gillette, 13.2 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 10 walks, 13 strikeouts, 2 home runs, a 2.635 ERA, 1.318 whip, 8.57 strikeouts per 9.
Oh, pretty good stats for Gillette, actually, coming out of that bullpen. Oh, that gets away from Molly, but not too far away as the runners will stay put.
Well, to be fair, he is blind.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. 1st and 2nd for Billy O'Connell. He's 1 for 2. Takes the ball high, 2-1 to O'Connell. As O'Connell will pop that one up. It's going to be a shallow center. Turnpike's going to grab it. And Bombers put on 2 early, but can't convert once again. And, you know, Isaac, the Bombers, they put plenty of people on base, but just not finding the clutch hits for them, you know. The 1 run they did get was a sac fly, but not finding the clutch hits, not finding the holes to get those runners across.
And this is where I changed my tune that I've been singing, which is that I don't necessarily know if either team has been better. I think the Bombers now, especially after that inning, runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Like, the bases loaded with 2 outs. Yes, you'd love to get someone clutch in there to get something through, but it's understandable if you can't get anything from that. But when you lead off with that 1st and 2nd, nobody out, that's when you put the pressure on. That's when the pressure starts to mount in the game, and the pitcher gets more morale taken away from them.
Yep, as Foe strikes out swinging there, goes after the fastball low, but comes up empty. Here's Turnpike with 2 outs. Wrestles is locked in. Big curveball out way out in front of that one, had him fooled. Just gets a piece of it, so 0-2. Hard hit right to Tanner. Routine ground ball, and that'll end the inning. Another 1-2-3 for Wrestles. He's retired 7 straight. And we're heading to the 7th, back 3rd of this ball game. Still tied as Bombers, High Rollers. The rematch of Season 4 Conference Championship. As the Bombers took that one 3-2. Isaac, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, Russell's only at 28 pitches through that 2.2 innings pitched so far. You know, if he's able to maintain that pace, it's a little shaky, but he could potentially make it the full game. He's got to stay doing what he's doing, which I don't know if he can keep that up against the High Rollers, but I mean, he's keeping his pitch count where it needs to be, considering how early he can.
As the leadoff hitter is walked, and here's Benetti down 0-1. Pops it back up. I don't think Uptown's going to have room. No, it bounces off the netting. So behind 0-2 is Benetti. Down ball. This could be 2. Ollie to Woolley. To first. It's just going to be out in second as Benetti able to beat out the throw. And here is Pablo Sanchez, who's had plenty of opportunities as well. He got the lone RBI.
The way these two teams are built as well, it kind of, when you match them up, we tend to see these low-scoring games between them.
Yes, full count against Pablo. Runner's going, but gets walked. It's Gillette's 3rd walk. And how long, and the question is, how long will we see Gillette until Dropkin comes in? Gillette had 27 pitches, but he is a reliever. That ball is hitting all right. Back goes Stradley. He's at the wall. And it's gone! Lexi Luther does it again, a 3-run shot. And the Bombers are on 4-1, as we talked about it earlier, that short right field. And Luther takes advantage.
Now batting, the catcher.
So many missed opportunities, but at the end of the day, if you put up the runs, you quickly forget about those other situations. And that's what it's doing here, especially given how late in the game we are and how we've seen it develop.
As that one will be popped up, and we have to talk about Lexi Luther, Isaac, because I think she has had multiple clutch home runs in this playoffs, and that's it for Rilla Gillette. Here comes Peach Dropkin out of the pen, but is it too late? But Lexi Luther has had multiple clutch home runs and 2 big ones against the Serpents in that series. As that ball's hit to left, I think that one's gone as well. Into the seats, it's 5-1 Bombers off the bat of Trenton Pearson.
Luther with only 1 home run in the regular season, but like you're saying, she's been coming up here in the postseason. And then Pearson, guy who got sent down in the middle of the season to the minors, had the eligibility to come up and did, and coming through now. And the Bombers are trying to grow this gap more.
Off of Peach Dropkin, no less. So the Bombers off 2 home runs, a 3-run from Luther, and a solo shot from Pearson. Now they have a commanding lead, 5-1, and have 9 outs to go to take game 1. So the Bombers, we can't put them through with hits. Why don't we just hit home runs? As they use the long ball to get 4 runs, as Sass under it gets the out.
Now batting, the catcher, number 57.
Into shallow left field is Tanner. And 2 pop outs equal 2 outs for the Bombers. And that brings up Piston Omen. High Rollers looking for any type of spark to get the offense going. Ever since that early solo shot from Foe, have been really lackadaisical so far. As that ball gets under Russell's glove, and that's going to be a single for Piston Omen.
Now batting, the left
You're making me eat Rue for saying that the pull on CDC was too early.
Yeah, you were saying?
I mean, it's still giving up that single, but he's about to head into the last 6 outs, and he's below 40 pitches.
So great pitch count for Wrestles, coming in early and the tail end of the last down to 3rd inning.
number 9.
And now we're to the 8th, and Beatrice Tanner starts it off. Ball's hit to right, playable for Shudley.
Now batting,
So Isaac, please give me the stats on Peach Dropkin this season.
Each Dropkin this season, I might have to change this in order to get her because she's probably still listed as a retriever.
I agree.
I'd love to tell you about Peach Dropkin. 27.1 innings, 32 hits, 16 earned runs, 13 walks, 16 strikeouts, a 5.27 ERA, 1.647 WHIP.
A still respected pitcher in this game, but not the season. As she was dominant last season, but here not. a 5 ERA from a pitcher of her caliber. Down season, that's going to be a sole roller to second. She'll get 1, 2, 3. Heading to the 9th, or to the bottom of the 8th. I got excited a little bit. Woolly range Ollie.
Now batting, the second baseman, number
If you're Mario Wrestles here, you want to get out of this at like 50 pitches.
55
Otherwise,
max.
otherwise you're gonna have to bring in a bullpen pitcher, which is not necessarily the end of the world, but
As that ball hit well on the left, can O'Connell or Benetti get there? He will.
now batting, the first baseman.
So pretty well hit to left, but Benetti able to track it down. And here's max range. And Feisik, what are you seeing from the High Rollers and their offense? Just unable to get any runs across the plate.
they were getting to CDC, and the game making me eat my words with Wrestles, coming in and really settling the game. Only a few mistakes here or there. Especially when the game was still tied at 1. Now it's a little bit more of a buffer, but this High Rollers offense is never out.
Yes, and as you say that, Dave, that one's going to get to the wall. Range will go to third. He'll hold at third. Oh, what are you doing, Rex Range? But he'll hold at third and quickly second and third for the High Rollers as they have Becky Foe.
Number 4.
That's a slow roller. That stays fair. Sanchez goes home, and he's
What?
going to be safe. He's going to be safe, and a run scores for the High Rollers.
That's a whoopsie.
I don't think he had. I think he wanted to go home because he didn't have the out at first for Foe. So he went home trying to get the out, but the High Rollers able to put one on the board, and now it's still threatened with the runners on first and second. Gets a call there, full count for Wrestles. And a walk Turnpike to load the bases. So all of a sudden, as we were talking about the High Rollers being laxed on the offense, all of a sudden that bases loaded, 1 out for Ken Stradley, the former Bomber.
Yeah, and Wrestles is not going to be able to go deep into the 9th, even if he gets out
one
clean.
in center field. Back goes Bruce. She's at the track, and it will hold. Run will score. It's 5-3 as Red Rock just able to hold it.
Now batting, the catcher, number 57.
Jeez, this is crazy.
This is the High Rollers and Bombers series, my friend. As 0-2, can Wrestles come out with only 2 runs allowed? Ground ball to O'Connell. He throws the first, gonna be in time as the Bombers strand a couple of runners, but the High Rollers back into this game. The lead, they cut the lead in half to 2. And we're heading to the 9th. It's 5-3. Game still not over here, folks. As now we'll have to watch who the Bombers bring in for Wrestles, as he labored a lot during that last inning. So probably will be unable to finish the game. Your first thought is Lucy Freishak.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I want to see Freishak here. She's so hit or miss, but honestly, I think you got to take the risk with it. Like, she's either locked down or absolutely god-awful.
Agreed. So here's Pablo. That ball over the head of Woolley. That gets him to right. And Pablo's on with a single.
Now batting,
Brings up Lexi Luther, who had that go-ahead 3-run shot earlier in the game. Can she put some more magic here and get another clutch hit? She fouls that one off, behind 1-2. Gets a piece of that. 1-2 still. That ball's hit in the well in center field, and Lexi Luther another home run. This time a 2-run shot puts the Bombers up 7-3. Oh my God, Lexi Luther! What a postseason she's having.
Coming in clutch just when the Bombers needed, getting that buffer back,
number
trying to launch them into this Game 1 win here.
Lexi Luther does it again. And if we had salary, she'd be getting paid $300 million, but we do not. As Dropkick now, that's her second home run allowed in this stint. Isaac, would you please jar Whitney? Thank you. Ollie goes to second. Woolley back to first, not in time.
Now batting, the center fielder.
As here's Babe Bruce with the runner on first. As the leads are now back up to 4. And 1-2 to Bruce. On the center field. And Bruce is on.
Man, you got to think if the High Rollers want to have a chance in the bottom of the inning, given how hard it's been for them to score runs, they got to get out of this now.
But they have the offense to do it. They have the offense to do it.
They still got to score more runs than they've scored all game.
As it's 1-2 to Tanner. Fouls it off, just a little nugger. Back to Dropkick, not hit very hard. Easy play for her. But the Bombers are heading into 9th. They score 2 more off Luther once again. And it's 7-3.
The center fielder.
As the High Rollers need to score 5. Luther's going to get pulled for a defensive replacement in Carlisle Reynolds at first. As that ball is hit into center field. Bruce looks like she'll have room at the base of the warning track. And that's a loud first out.
Controversial opinion, if any High Roller gets on base here, you got to pull Wrestles.
I agree. Here's Longstop. He's an 0-4. Not what you want to see from your leadoff hitter. As one's pretty right down the middle, but he pops it up. Looks like it's going to get into the seats. And 2-2. Hard hit. O'Connell picks it up on the 1-hop, fires at the first, and the High Rollers down to the final out. Bombers 1 out away from taking game 1 on the road against the High Rollers. We'll see game 2 later on as Woolley says the High Rollers aren't done. It's in the left and it's gone.
I would say that the High Rollers missed him, but they only had 1 game without him, and I'm saying it right here. Wrestles has got to get pulled. I know it's a 3-run game. You got to pull Wrestles here.
And Wrestles will stay. 7-4 against Max Range. Max Range hits that into right. Back goes Rifleman. Oh, he robs it and the game is over! Rifleman judges it and he robs the home run to end the game and pours salt on the wound for the High Rollers as that will end the game. What a catch by Rifleman. Bombers take it 7-4. They will take game 1 and lead this series 1-0. Isaac, your thoughts on this game?
I mean, I wasn't wrong. They needed to pull Wrestles. That was almost 7-5. Rifleman came in and saved them this time. But, oh my God, what an electric game there towards the end. Really, it was that 4-run 7th that just absolutely kicks things off. And High Rollers started putting it into gear is just a little bit too late. You got to give it to Lexi Luther for her absolutely phenomenal performance this game. She single-handedly turned this game around for the Bombers.
Yeah, Lexi Luther, 2 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs for her. As every Bomber besides Bonetti had a hit today. Who took an at-bat. And on the pitching side, Duke Cattell, Wrestles coming in, allowing 3 runs, but 5 1/3. Realistically pretty good. Duke Cattell put early. Wrestles gets the win as Reynolds, 5 innings, a little rough. It wasn't pretty, but she got 5 innings, only 1 run in the bullpen. Both Gillette and Dropkick allowing 3 runs. Isaac, thoughts on the pitching today?
Yeah, I mean, I still think it was an early pull for CDC. I'm staying by it. But Wrestles absolutely clutched to go 5.1 innings. Should have given up 2 home runs there and 4 earned runs total. Got saved there by Rifleman. But I mean, it's gonna come down to the bullpens in this series. To be honest, the starters will do what they do, and it's gonna be interesting to see how each of these lineups get through those bullpens. I cannot wait for more of this series.
Yes, but don't go anywhere. Next, we got Game 1 in the Heroic Conference Championship. They faced off for the division, and the Vikings came out on top, but this time, it's the rematch. Vikings, Knights. Don't go anywhere. This is SSBL Baseball on Twitch.
That is constantly changing. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. That is constantly changing. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. Constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging, always rearranging. That is constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging, always rearranging.
And we are back as we're heading into game 1 against the Vikings and Knights. Isaac, real quick, what can you give me about these two teams? What are you looking for in this matchup?
I mean, these teams, last time they met up, it was for all the marbles for the 1 seed in the Heroic, and it was an amazing game. Went into extras. Vikings walked it off. As someone who manages the Dragons, I can tell you both of these teams are very, very good. I do think a slight edge goes to the Vikings. I'm really interested to see how they perform here. And honestly, I can see this series going 5 games.
As do I. I kind of agree with most of your points there, as I thought Isaac was going to lead me because GTG is different here in California.
Well, I don't even think it's different in California. I think I was using the wrong way of saying GTG.
That means got to go, bro!
Yeah, I thought I meant good to go, not got to go. But I realized GTG. Like as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, that is what that means, isn't it?
I was like, all right, I'll just try and get Whitney or something if he's available. Like I trust him to do another Bombers game. as here's Minshew on the mound and swinging a miss, gets leathers. As Isaac, what can you tell me about Minshew season?
Oh shit! You gotta give me a second here. Whew.
Oh, as he not ready there.
Oh, I did the. By the way, that Viking abbreviation is completely wrong that I sent you. It's actually VKN.
I was about to say,
Minshew.
looks weird.
Yeah, if you want to change it, it's actually VKN. Minshew, 23.2 innings pitched, 16 hits, 6 earned runs, 10 walks, 14 strikeouts, a 2.281 ERA, 5.32 strikeouts per 9. He is pretty good.
Yes, everybody after this first season, we're calling him a bust. Taken as a second pitcher taken as he strikes out the side there. Second pitcher taken in the season 4 draft after another certain pitcher who was taken first. I don't know who it was.
Okay, and I was gonna say that's jar adjacent until you said I don't know who that was. That was completely
No, I really don't know who the first pitcher taken in season 4 was.
Yeah, now it's a full jar. It's a full jar.
What are you talking about? As here's Lindsey McMaster. Two and two, Miles Hurley, the All-Star. As that ball is going to be flared into center field. Might be trouble. And that ball is going to find some real estate and become a bomber special into center field. So McMaster is on. As brings up Corey Hatmore. Finds it. Give me some stats on Miles Hurley and how he's done this season as he pops up.
Miles Hurley, 29 innings pitched, 20 hits, 7 earned runs, 11 walks, 15 strikeouts, a 2.172 ERA, 1.069 WHIP.
1.069 WHIP, nice. So, easily, as that ball's hitting in right field. It's Shaka though. It's going, and it's off the top of the wall. It's off the top of the wall, a triple. And it's going, oh my god, a triple, and it's a run scores 1-0 Vikings. Was that was that Noodles Nunez once again?
No, I'm pretty sure that was,
I think that was
Hatmore.
Nunez. No, Hatmore popped out. I'm pretty sure that was Noodles. Ball's in the center, that's gonna get through. Another run will score, and quickly it's 2-0 as that gets away from Hatman. So a double for Vicky Marshall.
Judd French. That was Judd French who did that.
You're lying. No, it wasn't.
No, I'm not. I see it. You can look at it in the Vikings team channel. That was Judd French.
Okay, so he made me eat crow. A triple for Judd French. 2-0 after the Vicky Marshall double. So Vikings surprisingly come out. Usually this is not how they win their games. You know, they score a couple runs, they grind you, but they're pitching. Dean, how you doing? And it's late for you, but thank you for joining. I think it's his bedtime in like an hour.
Man, that ball by French was had so much hang time on it that he easily got to third.
I know. That's how bad it was. That's how high it was. So here is Noodles Nunez. 3-1 to Nunez. And it's going to be a long, so Hurley just having early struggles.
Now batting.
And here's Riley Reed.
Number 69.
Reed hits into the center field. She bumps it up, and that should do it for the Vikings in the second, or the first. But the Vikings, off a triple from French and a double from Marshall, they lead 2-0 early, and Knights have some work to do.
Number 2.
Is it laggy? Because I can fix that.
Yeah, you can end the stream for me, and I'll just watch on the stream.
Oh God, no. We won't do not that. We will not do that.
Yeah, it is lagging on
You
stream.
get 30 FPS, sir.
Oh no, how will I ever survive?
All right, let me know if it's lagging. Still. Why am I dropping frames? Lord help me. Right to Nunez.
Do you want to pause the game real quick?
The shortstop. Number 33.
Lord help me as I fix the stream. Why are we dropping frames? Tell me, computer. Ooh, Chrome is taking a lot. I only have 2 windows open. Let's see. My memory is only at 56%, so I don't understand. I just keep on dropping frames. Let's see here. Let's restart that. I just keep dropping. Interesting.
Do you want to restart the stream on Twitch?
Hold on.